Welcome, my constant reader friends. I'm Tad, and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. Thank you for coming back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. So, this is the end of April. This is my update, weekly update for the end of April. And I gotta be honest with you, it was a tough reading month for me. At my work, it's just one of the busiest months of the year, and I've just been going nonstop. So I've had one of those down months in reading. Haven't gotten a lot read. When I come home from long hours at work, I've one day I worked 15 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours. Sometimes I just gotta, what do they call it? Netflix and chill. I don't watch Netflix actually, but anyways, yeah, I just come home and I sit down, eat dinner, and turn on the TV. So I haven't got a lot of reading done, but let's just say let's just go through it real quick. I'm still reading When the Sky Fell on Splendor by Emily Henry. I'm not even halfway through the book yet. It has nothing to do with how much I'm enjoying the book or not. I am enjoying the book. It's turning into be kind of a mystery. There are aliens involved, or alien life, or is it a cover-up? What's going on? There's some conspiracy theory going on in this group of kids making a documentary, doing YouTube channel. It's interesting. I just haven't gotten far enough into it yet to really see what's going on. So I'm gonna have to. This is gonna have to continue into this next month. I'm sorry. So I've still got to finish this May. So I'm doing my end of month and my TBR for next month. Again, Joe Hill. I've been reading, the graphic novel collections. Still, I've hardly gotten through one of the 5 different stories in here. I'm going to have to continue with that for next month. So here's my TBR for next month as well. Now, I did finally finish 2 Green Angel Tower. I listened to it. We're going to discuss this and more Tad Williams in a couple minutes here. What else are we going to do for my TBR next month? Again, I never did get to The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson, where this is going to be moved to next month or this month. Haunting of Hill House. I think I'm going to go back into this Thrawn series by Timothy Zahn. I read the first one, if you remember, a couple months ago, so I'm going to start book 2, Thrawn Ascendancy, and this is The Greater Good. I really, really enjoyed the first book. Easy read, fly through it, so I'm going to add this to my TBR for this month. And we did discuss The British Are Coming, so I'm going to listen to this. This is going to be one of the books that I listened to. And I've got, let me see if I can get this turned on here. Oh, come on. And I'm going to listen to The Secret of Ventriloquism. Hope you can see that. Maybe, hopefully, there's not a glare. I don't know. This is by John Paget. And it's a collection of short stories, but I've heard so many good things about it. Now, it's not that long. It's going to be 5 hours and 11 minutes to listen to this, The Secrets of Ventriloquism, but I've heard so much good things about it. I'm going to listen to that too. So that's my TBR for May. I've actually, this is kind of a weirder video for me because I didn't have a lot that I finished reading, but we're going to talk about Tad Williams. I've got some questions that I really want to ask you all, and hopefully people will leave some comments and help me. It's just things I've been thinking about. So I finished To Green Angel Tower. As you know, I listened to it, and it was narrated by Andrew Wincutt, and it was freaking awesome. The narration was great. He uses different voices for all the different characters. As you know, Tad Williams puts, it seems like, hundreds of characters in his novels, several storylines going all over the place, but he expertly brings them all together at the end, and he pulls it off. Sometimes you get these series, and they just don't, pull it through at the end. They don't pull it off. Tad Williams does. So, as you know, this is the third book. I mean, it has been broken up into 2 books now, but originally it was just 1 book, To Green Angel Tower, and it's part of the trilogy of the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. So, I don't know if you can still see that. So we're going to talk a little bit about this series and Osten Ard. That's the world, I guess, where this series is set in. So Tad Williams first came out with the Dragonbone chair, and then Stone and Farewell. So as you see here, the series is called Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. So I hope you can see that. It's got on the ends, it has Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. Those are the 3 swords that the whole series is trying to draw together. And I'm not going to give it away. Is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? We don't know. But I really want to talk a little bit more about this whole world and what's going forward. So he also wrote a short story in this world, and it was collected in Legend it's edited by Robert Silverberg. I love Robert Silverberg. I think in another video I talked about one of his novels that I really loved. And he actually has a story in here. But look, check this out. Stephen King, Robert Jordan, Terry Goodkind, Anne McCaffrey, Raymond Feist, Terry Pratchett, Orson Scott Card, Robert Silverberg, it's another Madripoor story, Ursula K. Le Guin, Tad Williams, and George R.R. Martin all have short novels, short novellas collected in this book and edited by Robert Silverberg. So there's this one by Tad Williams is in the Osten Ard series. It's called The Burning Man. So you have that. 3 books plus that one. Then, after years of writing other series, he came out with The Heart of What Was Lost. Another Osten Ard novel set after these 3. So, I mean, it's novella. It's short, but it was really good. And then, of course, he came out with Brothers of the Wind. And this is an Osten Ard story, but it actually goes back to before the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. So you have those. Now he started a new, it's going to be a 4-book series. Of course, you've seen this. It started with The Witchwood Crown. Haven't read it yet. And then the 2nd book is out, Empires of Grass. Now, here's my question. Should I wait until I get all 4 novels before I start reading this? I know there's a lot of people who do that. They really want to wait till the whole series is finished before they start reading it. Or should I just dive into these and start reading them? So that's one of my questions. Let me know. There's other ones too. I'm reading John Gwynne, right? And then he's got now these new books. There's 2 out in this new series he's doing. should I wait until the series is done? I mean, that's my consternation right now, is should I read or should I start going into diving into these? That's my first question. So please let me know what your feelings are on that subject. The second question is, all right, so let's do the first one first. This is, I hope you all can see this. This is the cover for this book. I think it's awesome. I think it's beautiful. It's one of those, you know, where you might see this sitting on a shelf and say, man, that looks cool. Cool name, the Witchwood Crown, you know, maybe I'll start reading this. Cool, right? So you got that. I'm going somewhere with this. This is the cover for the second book. So this is Empires of Grass, book 2 in a 4-book series. Look at that artwork. I think it's beautiful. Well, they've released the artwork for the 3rd book, and I'm going to put it right here. And it's totally different. For whatever reason, I don't even know, but they got a different artist. So the 3rd book has this totally different style to it. I like it, don't get me wrong, it's cool, but it's not the same. How do y'all think it feel about that? It's kind of, I don't know, it kind of pisses me off. I'd like to see the same style of art throughout. Now, I don't know the reason why they changed the artist. I should have researched it, but they did. I don't know. Do any of y'all have feelings? I've seen this actually before in other series, and for whatever reason, it kind of throws me off. Now, should it affect my enjoyment of reading the novels? No, it shouldn't. But why does it bug me so much that they're changing it? I don't know. Leave some comments below. We could talk about that. But anyways, so look at all these. These are all books. Now I'm out of order. I don't even know if you can see it anymore. These are all books in the Osten Ard world that Tad Williams has released so far. Really why I'm doing this is because I see some comments sometimes about high fantasy or classic fantasy, and just so many people nowadays don't like it, aren't digging it. They want the new style fantasy. They want the grimdark fantasy. I don't know. I read for enjoyment. If it's enjoyable, if it's a beautiful story. Tad Williams is an amazing, amazing storyteller. His writing is amazing. Everybody, pretty much, George R.R. Martin, you can go on, have talked about getting influence, Robert Jordan even, for their fantasy novels from Tad Williams. I just want to be an advocate to say, if you haven't read Tad Williams, you have to read it. And he does everything. He does high fantasy. He does dark fantasy. He does science fiction. He does... Geez, he wrote a children's novel with his wife. He's done comic books. He does everything. But I just don't hear him talked about in the same vein as I would hear somebody talk about Robert Jordan and George R.R. Martin and even Tolkien. But please, if you haven't read it, this is where you should start. He has one-offs too. They're fine. Tail Chaser's Song is his first book about cats. It's fun. But I'm going to suggest starting with Dragonbone Chair. I'll be honest with you, the reason why I picked it up, it was sitting on somebody's, a friend of mine's bookshelf, and it said Tad. My name's Tad. So I said, oh, I never even heard this guy. Pulled it off, looked at the cover. The cover isn't even that good, but it's interesting enough. But really what sold it was the name, Tad Williams, and Dragon Bone chair. Come on, that's cool. So I picked it up. I said, hey, can I read this? And he said, you can have it. I'm never going to read it. I got it for a present from someone, and it's never going to get read. So he gave it to me, I read it, and I was converted. So I guess that's what this whole video is about, is just trying to get more people to read Tad Williams. If you haven't, please look him up. Get the Dragon Bone chair. Read it. Yes, the series. And a lot of you out there love big, you know, full, beefy series. Please read Tad Williams. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it, except tell me about your feelings on series, if you should wait for them to be all done, or if you can piecemeal read them as they come out, and about the change in the cover art. Has that affected you in any ways? Does that throw you off? Do you, I don't know, do you feel the same, I don't know, feelings that I'm feeling? That I'm just so kind of angry that they couldn't continue with the same artwork. I know it's not going to affect my joy of reading the books, but anyways, that's it. Not a lot today, but I just wanted to go through that and just tell y'all. All right, y'all be good. Peace out.